We are live, everybody. We are live for part two of tonight's Boss Squad Live. I need to take a minute whilst you guys are joining. I can see that my face looks all the way sweaty, child. So you know what? I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to powder me down whilst I'm waiting for you to join. All right. Tonight we are joined by a guy and a girl all the way from New York. I can see they have given me a request. Let's do this. They are coming on. Round two. Yes, Jane. Round two, baby. Hey! What up? Oh my God. Hold on. Let me send you back and let me turn you up because I can't hear you. Hey, gorgeous. How comes I can't hear you? I can't hear you. Hold on.
You can't hear us?
Uh-oh. 1 second, baby. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
I can't hear you at all, baby girl.
Technical difficulties, Craig. How does we get this? She can't hear us.
No, can't hear you at all.
Why? Let's figure out why.
Bear with us, everybody. Bear with us. They are joining. You guys can hear them. If you guys in the Boss Squad, if you can hear them, we can hear them. You can hear them? Ha! What's going on? How comes I can't hear?
Can you
Okay. I don't know. I'm just going to lean in. How you guys doing?
Your sound is low. We're good.
You're good? Wonderful. So first of all, hold up. Before we do anything, okay, introduce yourselves, people, because you are like stars, celebrity stylists, like you styling everybody. I see you with Cardi B. I see you with the girl from the Real Housewives. Like, just drop the mic.
Yeah. Wait, first of all, why we got our time all mixed up? I mean,
you know what? I can't hear you at all. You know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do, party people. I'm going to come off and I'm literally going to jump straight back on because I can't hear you at all. Okay, give me 2 seconds. All In fact, you know what? I got something else. Bear with me. Because this live is crazy. Hold on. To me now.
Hello.
Yay! The power of technology. Okay.
Let me tell you something. Google lied to us, okay? Because we looked up 9 p.m. GMT and they lied to us. Girl. They gave us
that's okay.
Eastern time, but we are here.
Oh, it's okay. You're here. Okay. That's all that matters. You know I can talk for England, right? So I was just talking to them. So it's all good. How are you coping? First of all, how are you coping in COVID-19? How are you coping?
Well, this is our first time actually being together and sitting next to each other. We've been definitely giving each other 6 feet or better.
Wow. Have you been hugging?
Oh, no.
No, we haven't hugged. What? It's not necessary. We said, oh my God, I missed you, but we weren't hugging.
That's too funny. She's like, no, I'm not been hugging. All right. So for anybody who doesn't know who you are, introduce yourselves. Like, what do you guys do? Who are you?
All right. So we're a guy and a girl. I am Glam.
And I'm Brian.
And Glam like glamorous, and no, so we style. You know, we style a lot of different people. I guess celebrities you guys may know. We started off. We actually started off styling Nicki Minaj's mom, which is
like
interesting.
Personal shopping.
And doing like her personal shopping styling for her because she actually sings gospel, which is something that people may or may not know.
No, never knew that. Hold on, pause. Yeah. Nicki Minaj's mom sings gospel.
Okay.
Like inspirational, more on the inspirational side.
And it's really good. She actually has a really nice voice. On her last song, she kind of sounds like Tina Marie. It is so cute.
Wow, nice.
Very well, actually.
She sings well, like live. She's really good.
Nice. So you started off styling her, and then
that lady is fine.
Okay. Oh, well, Nicki Minaj is a beautiful woman, right? Let's call her spade a spade. She's a beautiful woman.
And her mother is very beautiful as well. So the apple definitely didn't fall far. But
wow.
yeah, so we started there, and then interestingly enough, oh yeah, we had to get a drink girl because once we missed the time, we said it was Tipsy Tuesdays. You know, we said, oh.
I can't with you. Stop it. And here I am with water. You couldn't even give me a heads up.
I know I should have told you to put something else in there. But and then interestingly enough, we started styling Remy, and that was one of our, our first, I guess, major clients.
Celebrity, yeah.
And and it was awesome because we got her at a really cool time. She just, was re-entered back into the world, and it was a great time to really just jump in and kind of really change her image. So that was pretty cool.
She was new to the world. We were new to styling. She was also kind of new to style as well, and fashion. Like
what was current?
Yeah.
Would you say that you carved out her style, like the style that we know?
Absolutely. I would say
she already had her identity, but we put our touch to it. Like,
got it.
Yeah, because I think also being gone for that long, hip hop and style were a lot different back then, especially what the woman in hip hop looked like. It was very, very different. It was very, very
raunchy.
Branded, very, it was raunchy. It was raunchy. It was, yeah. It had a whole different look. And now today's rappers are, a lot more elevated. You saw Cardi B start off one way, and then now she's, really elevated fashion, like high fashion. And so that's where we saw, ourselves taking her when we first got with her, to really move her into that space. Yeah.
Which opens up new doors. I mean, one of the things you guys know, obviously, I teach branding. The Boss Squad are all about how can they take their personal brand to the next level. And I think what you did with her is you helped to take that personal brand to the next level because of the evolution of style.
Absolutely. And I think that even just being around us and kind of seeing like, how we put clothes together, how we did it for her, just even like, all of that. I think it really, it also helped her as she continued through her journey, because we don't necessarily style her as much anymore at all. But you still see, that you still see the change. You see, she still looks like, okay, I see where you're going with this. She still pulls those outfits together, reminiscent a little bit of what, we
just
kind of taught
back
her.
Off what we taught and created.
Right. And so how did the Real Housewives come about? Because you guys seem to be just making these women look over fabulous at their reunions. Like just slaying. Like that little girl from the Real Housewives of Potomac. Like,
yes, we love her. We love her.
That little girl looks very good.
Extra is us, okay? That lady is extra is us. We are a perfect, like, when I tell you it's like a perfect match, like it is like a perfect, like we love her. We got to her because actually we have a mutual friend, Chris, and he's like her best friend.
He referred us.
And he was like, listen, there's nobody else that should be styling you but my friends, a guy and a girl.
And also,
period.
if you go on our page speaks for itself. Our style,
Yes, yeah. I mean, you guys are a brand in your own right? Like, I can't even remember how I met you now. How did I meet you? Was it
met me at
Harlem Fashion Week? Oh, God. And I was naturally drawn to you guys, naturally drawn to your style. And then when I met you, baby boy, for me, this was like a brand ready-made. So how did that brand come together? Was it organic? Was it strategic? Was it like nobody's really doing it as a guy and a girl that's come together? Were you lovers and then you decided to work together?
Oh,
I'm playing.
Oh, no, baby. Look, my boo is
I can't. I'm playing.
But my boo was in the house, okay?
Okay. I'm sorry, boo. It
was 100% organic.
Organic.
There was no partnership ever in the beginning. No. It was a friendship. Actually, before a friendship, it was actually that I was, believe it or not, his manager at French Connection. We worked at French Connection. And he was already working there, and I came in, and I was like, hey, I'm your new manager. And, he liked me. He thought I was cool, So.
I was like, okay, here we go.
Brian, you are so funny.
And they started sticking us together because we had a similar eye when it came to merchandising and visual. Yeah. And so I was the manager over leading just all visual in the store. And then we would often, you know, get commissioned out to other stores to do like the bigger projects. And so every time we would do that, it was like right here, this was my right-hand man, period.
We just worked so well together.
Yeah. We did. And then it started turning into selling. Like if he was selling something, you know, then I would be right there, like, you know, making sure he's, you know, doing his thing and bouncing off of him. And we just, I don't know, it was just, I mean, really, it really truly was organic.
And then we just be like standing in the store silly with nothing to do, laughing and disobeying the rules.
Yeah.
People would come into the store and say, oh, you guys should like have a show or something. Remember?
Yeah, you guys so happy. Well, the thing is, you've got your amazing YouTube channel, and I've been watching how you've been developing your own channel and developing your show, which I love. Now, the comments are coming in thick and fast. You guys on the Boss Squad, if you've got a comment or question for a guy and a girl, make sure you drop it in. One of the first ones that's coming for you guys is, how do you develop a signature style? Like, what's the first thing you would encourage people? And bear in mind, a lot of the people on the Boss Squad are not aiming to be singers or the next Cardi B or reality stars. They're just fabulous women who have maybe got their business, they've got their 9 to 5, they're kind of boss women. How can they create a
and that's
signature
important
style?
for them too. It's important for them to have a style because, you know, what you look like really represents who you are and your brand. And it also, you know, it speaks for you when you step in a room, you know. It lets people know right there, you know, she's about business or he's about business. You know, this person exudes confidence. You know, your clothes kind of tell all of that and tell that story without you even. It's the introduction that you make without having to say a single word.
That's it.
Right.
You know
without having to speak.
Without having to speak.
You know?
Right. Right. They actually say, don't they? They say that 80% of communication is nonverbal. 80% of communication is nonverbal.
Because that's your visual, and then when you feel good, when you look good, you feel good, so you can carry yourself in a different way. So now you're walking in, you have a certain stature, you know, so all of that really plays into it. Or even as you are creating your brand and you're setting up your or whatever, what you're wearing there is important, and you know what people see when they come onto your page in that snapshot. But
I mean, it is like just to piggyback off what Amber said, it's very important to display your brand without speaking. Like, I walk out of my house and this is what I want to wear because it's my mood, but it's still a part of my brand. Yeah. So you have to be brand conscious. When I walk out of my house, my makeup needs to be done, not necessarily my makeup, but the individual. My hair needs to be in place.
It'd be a hot mess. So let's keep it above.
No, well, when I go to the garage.
Hold on, behave, Glam. I have never seen this boy a hot mess. Ever. Ever. No. We were in New York. The last time I was in New York last year, was it last year, September, I was in New York. And you guys called me and you were like, oh, we're going to come uptown. We're going to see you. I was like, okay, great. I was like, you know, I've just got, you know, nothing much on. And you were like, no, neither do we. I walked into the restaurant and Mr. over there, Brian, was like just done from head to toe.
Oh, yes, he was.
Looking fabulous.
You walked in fabulous. She said she was having sneakers on.
Oh, excuse me, it wasn't raining or something?
Kubi walked in and stole the show at the restaurant.
Okay, I see where this is going.
I said, oh, okay, well, who's the guy and the girl? Like, she killed it. But I think, just getting back to your question about, you know, like trying to, you know, develop your style or find your style. I think number one, you kind of have to like start with like identifying like what is my style, you know? And if you don't quite know, then that's maybe when you kind of need to start researching a little bit. Look at you know, people who you admire their style. Collect those pictures, collect those things, and start kind of, you know, making a mood board. And that way you can kind of see, okay, this is the mood, this is the vibe that I want to get. This is what I want to get. You know, and then also be open to that changing on a daily basis a little bit, because also style, at least for us, is dictated by your mood. Style is so moody.
Moody.
Style is so moody.
Like, I feel like my style has changed so much as I've grown older. I'm not that old, but as I've grown older, my style has changed. I went through a black phase. I graduated from that.
He never wore anything but black.
Yeah, but only black. So it, like Amber said, it's your mood. Like
it's gonna evolve. So you have to be open to the fact that it's gonna evolve over time and that it's gonna change. But I think also being true to yourself, like being very authentic. Authentic. So
authentic.
Get the words out.
It's that wine, boo. You need the water. Give her some water.
You know what it is? You said I didn't take a sip of that wine.
Right.
But
so let me ask you a question, because somebody in here has a very specific question about if you're over the age of 40, how do you, when you're in your 20s and everything is all snatched and it's all working, that's all good. But what do you then do when maybe you're over 40 and you're not feeling as snatched as you did before? How do you allow your style to grow?
Baby, that's what I was about to say. Number one,
you better get good shapewear.
You better get you some Skims or something.
No, shapewear is the best thing ever. You need shapewear.
Truly, get you some shapewear, baby. Okay, so that's number one. But number two is knowing your body. Right? So before, I feel like this really helped me just in the long run. I manage Fredericks of Hollywood.
Right.
And so with that being said, that's very intimate, right? And all the women that come in there, their bodies are different. And they, you're gonna have all over the spectrum, some post mommies, pre mommies, whatever. And so the bodies are different. So I think it's very important, especially for a woman, to find, pick those features that you're proud of and accentuate those. So like, for instance, you have some great shoulders and you were giving us a clavicle moment, honey, okay?
Thank you.
Yes, come on, clavicle.
Come.
Shoulders are the new boobs.
You understand?
It's the new
shoulders are new boobs. Okay, thank you.
So if you have like nice legs, and maybe you want to cover that midsection, then maybe you would have something that hits a little bit shorter so you can show off those nice legs, but maybe it's a little flowy so you can, hide that or camouflage that stomach a bit. Or if you have a good butt, you may have something that is a little more umpire, style.
Right.
Those type of things, you know what I'm saying?
I want to tell you the real solution to that. Hire people like us, a guy. Just hire us. All of your problems.
Look, get in our DMs, y'all. Get in our DMs.
Oh my God. Listen, hold on a minute. Glam. Do me a favor.
Let's go. Okay.
Glam, will you do me a favor, baby, and just slap that boy? Just slap that boy.
Gladly. Okay.
What I want to do is I want to put your social in here. So how can they get a hold of you? What's your web address?
So we are a guy and a girl on every
social media platform.
Everything. And it's girl, like girl.
G-U-R-L.
Like G-U-R-L. And it's a guy and a girl pretty much everywhere, that you could really think of. A guy and a girl, inc@gmail.com. If you're just trying to jump in our email, every single thing is on our Instagram too. So you can just, contact right there in the corner. We do answer our DMs. We are not that busy. We're in quarantine. Okay.
She said, okay.
Not the same day. She lied.
Oh, I said the same day. I said we will get back.
We'll get back.
We'll get back. Nobody said the same day. But we will get back to you. So, we love the questions and we love to help because this industry has proven to be a secret society.
Right. And I want to, because somebody on here, Let's Get Dressing Now, or Let's Get Dressed Now, has said you don't need to be a celebrity to work with stylists, which is so true. People don't know this about me.
You just gotta have a coin.
Just a little bit.
Be able to pay for what you want. So that's
Right. People don't know this about me, but I literally, I would say I was one of those people. I had no style, like no style. I literally would wear like cardigans and pencil skirts and think I was cute in the work arena. It wasn't cute. Honestly, it wasn't. And it's only when I went to my hairdresser, and I had very long hair. Like you guys see my daughter with all that hair. I had very, very long hair. But I always used to wear it in a high pony. And my hairstylist was like, no, you don't. And she like cut it all off and dyed it red. And the minute she did that, it gave me an identity. And I was like, okay, where do we go from here? And then I hired stylists to help me work out like what is my signature.
And then now, you feel like now that you've had that help, now you're able to do this yourself?
To the most part, I mean, I still hire stylists. You know, if I've got a really big speaking gig, or if I'm doing a tour, like when I did my Asia tour, it was 2 weeks in Southeast Asia, and I was like, I need to look hot every single day. I need to be able to go from doing press to the stage to a corporate, you know, consultancy gig. Help.
Okay.
And that's time still.
Right, exactly, and that's convenient. And you don't have to think.
Which is a big part.
Because we pack some of our clients, like, and there are not celebrities. So let me say that, because we do work with people that are not celebrities. So we were talking about celebrities. However, we do work with an array of people, and we have a guy that is an executive of a like social media TV company type of deal. And we originally started off, you know, organizing his closet, and we started off going in there, organizing his closet, throwing away all the stuff that just, baby, it was no reason for it to be in there. And listen, it was so enough. Okay? We got rid of that stuff. And then we filled it with stuff for the season, you know, that we felt like he needed in his closet to really complete his closet and complete the looks for the season. And we kind of laid it out for him by outfits. We took pictures of it, you know, pictures of the outfits. We, you know, did a little board so he knows how to wear it.
Right.
I mean, we really went in detail for him.
Color coordination.
Yeah,
a lot
everything.
Right.
Set up his whole wardrobe. So he did not have to think. All he had to do was walk in there and pull out his clothes. And it worked so well that he asked us to style his wife will pack her and style her for their anniversary trip. Yeah. So we ended up packing her, and you know, so we do this for other people, and that is something that is 100% possible. And even if you're a business person, it's still extremely important.
What about somebody who's on here who maybe they're starting their business, they can't afford a stylist, maybe the coins are not quite there yet, right? We've all been there where we're starting and we're on that grind and them coins are not flowing, baby, they're not flowing. What are some of the tips that you would give them just for them to start working out, what do I do first? You know, they're going to pitch meetings, they're trying to get new clients, they're good at what they do, but they can't get the style together. What are some of the maybe top 3 tips you would give them?
Well, I would say first and foremost, be on the lookout, okay? Because a guy and a girl is going to get into more of a tutorial and a, you know, teach you how to, you know, like do some fun things in your closet.
Tutorial. You know what? Pause. Hold on. Pause. You don't get to come on here and say you're doing tutorials. I'm going to announce right now that a guy and a girl are going to be doing some tutorials with the Boss Squad. That's what's going to happen. Okay.
Let's do it.
We're going to do a styling course. Guys, you know I'm bullshit. I haven't even asked them, but they're my friends from New York. I love them. They love me. Are you down?
We are scared now. Let's do it. Let's hear it. You heard it first. No, okay. So yes.
So tutorials. So go ahead.
So that definitely can be something. So, you know, stay tuned for that collab.
Yes.
But in the meantime and in between time, like I definitely said, that first thing that I said, I think is very important. Just finding out who you are or who you want to be and using examples to help guide you. That is going to be, that's going to be really, really important if you are just absolutely clueless, you know, and just some of us are. We're not good at everything. Yeah. So, you know, also,
even if you go, now this might be hard for somebody who does not have style, but it is a tip. If you go to department stores, sometimes they'll have free.
Virtually. Because I don't know if you can go in there.
Well, after, when the world.
Okay.
I actually do think that Neiman Marcus offers a virtual styling thing as well. You can kind of get like a course from them, or they'll tell you like what is good for your career, your body type. They give you step by step, like they do something like that. And you know, we worked in retail, so we kind of sort of did that as well.
Yeah,
so.
And that's a really good point, because I think that going into stores and having conversations with people who are in fashion, that it's in their interest to sell you something. You might not even have the budget to pay for it that day, but going in and saying, what do you recommend for my body type? I've got this sort of pitch meeting. What do you think? What colors suit me? I think that's a great bit of tip. Great bit of tip.
Don't have a, you know, that same budget, and if you'll never step foot back in that store to purchase anything ever,
right?
You know, you can just get the idea of you know what things look like, and then go, you know, shop them on a lower market, because
right.
You know, places like Zara and those type of places, who I love and frequent, you know, they have, like, you know, items that kind of mimic, you know, the items that you may find in a Saks or in other markets.
Sure.
So always a way, you know, to we don't. I mean, I know I don't wear. This is Mr. Label right here, okay? Mr.
Listen,
Label.
you don't need to tell me glam. I know. What was the trainers you were wearing when we were I looked at your foot. I said,
no, let me not lie to you, okay? Because I got some labels too, but I do frequent. He knows my favorite store, okay? I'm gonna just tell y'all, my absolute favorite store is Nordstrom Rack, baby.
Give them the plug. And this is not a paid partnership.
This is not a paid partnership. If they knew better, if they knew better, they do better, and would have a paid partnership. Because baby, the way I shop at Nordstrom Rack and the way I put things together and the way I promote them, they would like to get with it. But get in there, you will find some amazing finds. You obviously have to know how to shop, especially when you're going into the store. Well, now too with the virtual thing. I'm not the best virtual shopper. I like to touch it, feel it. I'm very old school. I like to be in there. I like to be able to try it on, and I don't want to have to ship it back if it doesn't work, or if it doesn't come in looking like what it looks like on the internet. Which
right.
But you do have to, you know, when you're going into those stores, to bargain shop a little bit more. It does require a lot more time. It does require a keen eye. It does, you know,
it requires a lot of time.
It does. It does. But it's a great way if you have the time, and if you start working on your eye to figure out how to, you know, get some really good things for a good price.
If you're patient, because the racks, they're not like a
He's
store.
not patient. But baby, I go through
it's
it.
A lot.
Yeah, you see, I can't do that, baby. I can't. Like, I'm bougie all the way to the bank. I can't do it. Like, going through those discount racks, it hurts my head. I can't.
And if you can, you hire somebody who can do that and still go shop you a bargain, because I don't have to bring you something from Saks and Barney's. We can go right to the rack. You tell me your price.
Right, I get that.
Well, not Barney's.
I want to, just like him.
Okay, well, Bob, he's so, girl, you see what I deal with.
I want to check something else out. I want to check something else out, because when it comes to styling your brand, one of the things that I love to do, and you guys mentioned it earlier, is Pinterest boards. So even just this look that I have today, this kind of hat off the shoulder, and you can't see it, but I've got some little girl shorts on going on here. Even this look. I think I first saw this on like a Pinterest, and I was like, that's cute. And I create Pinterest boards for different occasions. So I might be like, how does my brand want to look if I'm on an international business, but I'm casual and it's hot? How does my brand want to look if I'm going out to a dinner with a client, but it's kind of casual, it's not so corporate? Equally, how does my brand want to look if I'm on the red carpet? Like, I think it's really important to do Pinterest boards for the totality of your brand. Do you agree?
I definitely agree, because I feel like that. That's how, you know, stylists, and I would say, you know, really good stylists, that's how you really put together not just a you know, an outfit. That's how you put together a look. That's how you put together a look or a moment. That's how you stop in shows. That's how you know, you turn in heads, because that mood board that you put together, you know, expresses a whole. It's exactly that. It's a mood. It's a you know, it's telling a story. I know you talked about telling a story a lot, and it's telling a story, you know. And so I think they do it best, like at, you know, some of those Met Galas and stuff. Like, obviously those outfits and those looks, you know, tell a story, and by no means are they just, you know, it's just popping up, you know, just in their head real quick.
Right.
No, it's thought in that, you know. They played it out. They've seen exactly, okay, we wanted to hit here and do this and do that. So there's, I mean, you know, there's work that goes into it. Definitely. Yeah,
and I've learned the hard way. I mean, there's two things I want to talk about. Like, you guys are full of gems. Like, I can't wait for us to do a course, because you're just like, my brain is just buzzing. There's two things. One is that I love the idea of telling a story with your clothes. So talk on that a little bit more. Like, how do you tell it? Like, if you looked at this, what is the story that I'm telling with the clothes?
Vacation.
Okay, I don't know if you're going on a Riviera,
You need a margarita.
or if you're sitting under a palm tree.
I'm telling you.
That's the story
It's telling that story. It's giving us that you were just happy right now. Like this is very just like happy. Yeah. This is mood. Like you know, you're very mood right now.
Right.
So,
right. So clothes tell a story. So when you see people and they haven't done the work, whether they're working with a stylist or using a Pinterest board, and they haven't thought about everything from accessories to shoes to the flow, they're still telling a story, right? Like a hot mess story, but it's still a story.
It's a hot mess story, but it might not be. But you know what it is? It may not be the story that you actually wanted to tell. And so I think that, you know, very important to control the narrative, especially as a celebrity.
Right. Or an executive, right? A high-profile executive.
People are gonna put things out there about you. They're gonna tell your story if you don't tell your story, right?
That's true.
Right.
The media, social media is going to tell your story if you don't tell your story. So I think it's extremely important to tell, you know, to control your narrative, and that is from head to toe. So when we put as stylists, because remember, when we work with celebrities, we're working with hair and makeup, right? Which are all heavy components. That's what she means by so this is, you know, so a story is everything. So when or even if I'm just putting myself together, when we're putting together a look, I'm also thinking about hair, because it's not everything that this curly hair goes with. Okay, so some looks is throwing me off. Some looks, it's like, I can't really do the curly today. It's not really working. We're gonna have to go with the I call it the Bieber, because I get my little Justin Bieber on. Right. And I'm like, no, we gotta go with the Bieber on this one, or so you know. So it's really important to tell the story, because, like I said, it controls the narrative. It's an image. If we take away just styling and we say your image, your image is so much more than just your style. Right. You know. Right. That's what you're known for. Right. You know, that has a little bit more of a classification, and you know, so I think that's
what I was saying. When I walk out of my house to the supermarket, this is my image. So this is the way I want to look. Even during this corona and quarantine or whatever. Exactly. I should still great in the finest dress of my nose. Come on!
Go! Get him! You know what? I miss you guys so much. I miss you so much. I want to give you a hug through the screen.
Oh my goodness.
I miss you guys. I miss you. So before I let you go, because I'm conscious of your time and everything, like, what are you up to during this time? Obviously, you're coming out in the US. Like, how is business for you? For anybody who's thinking about being a stylist, how do you think the industry is going to be changing for those people who are thinking about being a stylist, and what are the new opportunities?
So I would say definitely, just like with anything, you know, anything that you possibly do, right now is a time of, you know, reflection. And, you know, kind of, I think it's a time where we're getting to really step back and take a look at what maybe we've already done, you know, maybe really hone in on what we want to do or what we want to create. So whereas we were really more, or we started off being more stylish, right? And that is exactly, you know, we love that. But there's so much more to a guy and a girl. There's so much more to this partnership, but even bigger, this friendship. There's so much more to, you know, we've got big personalities. Yeah. And so I think that it's about right now, also just being able to adapt. And this, you know, and right now we have to adapt. We have to change with the times. And so, you know, it's about starting to figure out virtual ways to go about if you're going to continue to be a stylist and you're going to continue to style, you know, doing things virtually. There are still going to be these type of moments, right? Where you're on live and you're having conversations, and you're Candace Dillard from the Housewives of Potomac, and you're going live with Andy Cohen, and you should still be cute.
Let's stop. Hold on, girl. Let's talk about this.
Okay.
You need to call up all of these celebrities and tell them just because we're in Corona. What is going on? What is
Girl, they I don't know. They caught the corona bug, honey, because
Well, they've been doing that before this quarantine job.
It's just, I agree. I think consistency is so important. You know, like even a little story, like obviously my hair is used to be cut, okay? This side used to be shaved. And
right.
Like it's no longer, I can't get to the hairdressers. So you buy a hat. Like, and it's summertime, so just don't come out here looking like a hot mess just because.
Because when I started putting that cocoa butter on those lashes, baby, and yanking those things off, and thought that my lashes were this tiny, I was like, but you know, I had to improvise, baby. I went to the drugstore, got my mascara, and we just worked it out as best as possible.
Absolutely.
Or when you don't have somebody to beat your face, it's a whole bunch of things happening. And I think it's just time to adapt. You know, this is a time where we have a lot more time on our hands, which is a wonderful thing because now we can sharpen up tool sets that are going to take us to the next level, you know, and really help our business so that when we do, you know, come out of this, God willing, you have new skill sets and you have new things to offer. Plan. This is a time to start, you know, writing down, you know, what are your, you know, new goals, and then also to start changing your business for this new climate. So like I said, with the virtual stuff, or like we talked about now, you know, doing, you know, virtual, you know, tutorials and those type of things. Those were things that we weren't necessarily offering before because we're in the field doing the work and don't really have time to think about that. So now we're sitting on our hands and we're like, oh, okay, we can style, you know, from time to time. But remember, people are spending money on necessities. So is being styled is necessity for some? Yes. For others, no. So how else are we, you know, so what else are we doing? And because we do have personalities and we are personalities, we want to bring that to you guys. And that's something that we always wanted to do.
Right.
So now we can really focus on that, bring our personality, but also our skill set and teach you how to, you know, in your homes, you know, go in your closet and really work those closets so that when you do step out post-corona, you can slay your runways, baby.
Yes. Or you can just look good on your lives and stop looking a hot mess. Like,
well, that's what
I got a mess. Stop it, people.
That's it.
Stop it. All right, well, look, I love you guys. Thank you so much for jumping on my live and just kind of giving us your nuggets. And yeah, I've got your details down there. So go and check them out, everybody. A guy and a girl. They're like, I love them to the bottom of my heart. Every time I'm in New York, we have to connect. Yeah, check them out, follow them, DM them, work with them. And yeah.
And I want to say that in addition to us doing our, you know, our tutorial with you, our collab, I think it would be very helpful to our viewers and to our gaggers. And, you know, if you could drop some gems, if we could turn the camera next time and drop some gems about branding and marketing, because those are things like what you do right now. I mean, it's all fun to talk about what we do. That's fun, playing clothes. But what you do is very important. It's a necessity. And there are so many people, I could just talk about just my friends, my regular friends around me that are starting businesses and growing businesses, and obviously using social media to really, you know, get those moving. And so that's their area of expertise. And, you know, we won't steal too many gems because I know, you know, they come with a price. But, you know, you're a very busy lady. And you are very serious. You know, you are very qualified. Listen, we understand your resume. However, it would be dope to just, you know, just drop a couple gems on them the next
I would
time.
love to, Glam. You know, I would absolutely love to. Let's make that happen.
Yes.
We can do that. Yeah, let's make that happen. And I know the Boss Squad, like we've got over 300 members. A couple of them are on tonight, and they've already said they're looking forward to the course. So look, she said, join the Boss Squad. Tell them they're looking forward to you guys kind of dropping your knowledge for all these executive boss ladies. So yeah, let's do it. We'll keep talking. And you know what's beautiful is I'm always teaching, particularly last week, I was teaching on the power of partnerships. And I just want to say to everybody who's on right now, like, this is what the power of partnerships looks like. You see an opportunity, you cultivate the relationship, you make it happen in real time, right? Okay. You don't kind of wait, you make it happen in real time. So yeah,
and that's the type of gems we want her to drop right there. You guys were one solid gem. You see that? That was a solid gem that she just dropped on you.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. All right, I will see you in New York when you're out. Yes.
Thank you so much for having us. We love you.
Love you back. Love you back.
Bye.
See you guys. Oh my God, aren't they fab? If you thought a guy and a girl were fabulous, Boss Squad, just put they are fabulous in the comments box. If you thought they were fabulous, put they are fabulous in the comments box. I love them. Look, I am so sweaty. I know I'm giving you holiday vibes, but what